So my little bit of motivation for today comes from a life lesson that I give my students and my athletes, and it's one of the it's I think it's an important life lesson that I give them, and for my football players and my wrestlers, I give it to them towards the end of the season typically, and it goes like this: um, be a kid as long as you can. Being an adult is not all that great. So for all you adults out there, you can probably empathize with that. You got bills, you got a family you got to take care of, you got work, you got responsibilities. So how does this apply to us, who most of us watching this are probably adults? And I really think that we need to take some time in our day, in our week, to be childish. So what do I mean by that? Well, take some time to be silly. Take some time to joke around. We get so serious with everything, serious with our lives, serious with our relationships. When was the last time you just joked around with your spouse? You screwed around. You played around like you were a kid. When was the last time you sat down and put together some Legos or put together a puzzle, or played a video game? And I know you may be sitting there going, "I just don't have time to do that." But do you have an extra 5 or 10 minutes? What areas are we wasting our time on? And that's the other thing I realize with my students and my athletes. Sometimes we think they waste their time on games and things like that, but now that I look at my life as an adult, I realize, man, I waste my life on a lot of other stupid things that don't really bring me any joy. At least those things bring them some entertainment and some joy. I oftentimes, when I talk about this, I also go back to a passage from the Bible that Jesus talks about having childlike faith. Not to proselytize here, but I think also being childish doesn't just mean being silly and playing games, but it means going back and remembering what it was like to be a child. Children, they just believe and love unconditionally. And I think that's something that's really missing in our world today. And I know it's easier said than done. For a lot of us, we've experienced some sort of trauma somewhere. Someone's hurt us emotionally, physically, in other ways. And, it's hard to trust. It's hard to have faith. It's hard to love unconditionally. Adults are oftentimes skeptical. But, if you watch kids, especially young kids, man, how quickly do they forgive and forget? All these videos out there of kids getting in a fight and the one kid cries and then they hug. I know with my own kids it happens all the time, and it's like they've completely forgotten about what hurt the other one did to them. And they don't seem to hold grudges. And they'll believe whatever their parents tell them, whatever trusted adults tell them. And they just trust 100%. And I think, again, as adults, obviously there are things in our lives, there's things we got to take care of. But we could use a little bit of extra trust. We could use a little bit of extra love. We could sometimes really work hard to put aside some of the past hurts and traumas that we've experienced and go out on a limb to believe, go out on a limb to trust, go out on a limb to love, and be free with people, not be so guarded. So I don't know what this message speaks to you, but as I continue to give this life lesson to my high school students and athletes, be a kid as long as you can, because being an adult isn't all that great. I think as adults, we can remember what it was like to be a child. We can remember those good times and the security that we felt. We can also remember, though, the unconditional love that we gave people, the forgiveness that we gave people, and the trust that we gave people. And I think as we pursue those things more, we end up living more fruitful lives that allow for relationships to seriously grow and blossom. So I hope everyone has it's night right now. I hope you have a great night, a great day. For those of you that checked out my books, happy reading, and until next time.